of 8 hard points in which they were outslayed.
That's absurd.
That is a ridiculous stat, because I'm pretty sure the last stat was, what, like 95% of hard points have gone to the team that has outslayed. Red Reserve, they get the dirty work done.
All right, crowd, make some noise. Here we go, game 1 underway. Rise Nation, Red Reserve, the battle is on.
Well, a good start for Red Reserve. Scraps, Zero, and Joe all getting some kills. Zero.
That's a hot start.
You heard the MVP chance for that, man. He's able to find 2 to start. Early time going to M, but, well, Gunless able to find a kill and just trades back and forth.
And I actually think I said to you when it happened, that MVP chant,
he loves
Zero loves the gas, man.
Yes.
When he is playing confident, he is a different player. You see Scraps with some nice shots there from the PPSH at range. Rise Nation blank thus far. There's the first point on the board, but Red quickly back in control of ventilation. And this start from Scraps, the Wonder Kid, 5-0 to kick it off.
And I would have loved if he played that a little bit slower. They have Operations Bunker. He was 5-0. Obviously, he gets back into that hill, but Rise Nation trying to push through. If Scraps is able to get streaks there, that's a great opening. But you can see number 5, he spawns out. That's Joe. Here comes those key rotation gunfights. Zero, he's staying alive. Looney, he knows that pinch is on, able to find Joe, and now Red Reserve. They have the spawns, but it's on a guy like TJ to make it crazy, and he's able to win that 1 versus 1.
Absolutely the X factor for this team. When TJ performs, Rise win. When TJ doesn't,
winner bracket final.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's not only Search, he's got to get it done in the respawns as well, but so far so good for Red in Scraps. On a tear, he's 10-1. He's back-to-back 5 streaks to kick off the game. That's ludicrous, Joe.
Yeah, and well, 50 points away from that glide bomb. Nate comes in from Gunless. He's going to stay alive, knows there's pressure on the backside. That's TJ. This is a big gunfight right here. He's a little weak from Nace. TJ, though, able to find 2 with that pistol. A big win, but the time still going the way of Red Reserve. 54 seconds, though, or sorry, 17 seconds left. But Red, they get the bad spawns. Gunless and Crow, they rotate. This is a big play for Rise.
Rated wins a big one. Those one-on-ones versus Slasher we'll be talking about throughout this series. They're going to get the remaining time, but Rise Nation now set up. And you feel all right if you're Rise. I know you're down, but I don't know if they know how close they were to Scraps having streaks on 2 occasions so
important. And time again, you sort of see teams, oh, we were so close to streaks. That's the sort of utility and tools that can put teams like Rise away. But Joe and Scraps, they get on in. Joe able to find 2. The last player left for Rise is going to be Looney. He's on the backside. He gets taken down. Joe finds 3. You talk about X Factors. Joe can be an absolute X Factor for that Red Reserve team. So now they break on in. How will Rise fight back? Gunless able to find 1, but Zero there for the trade.
Zero picks up 2 big ones. Looney tries the pre-fire. Zero gets all of them, so 3 in a row for him. He's at 8 and 5. The submachine duo and him and Scraps absolutely prevailing here early. Rise Nation struggling to find any time throughout the course of the opening of this game. You know they're going to get rolling at some point, but if Red can build a big enough lead, maybe they can put him out of reach early.
Yep, and there's this rotation over towards this office side. We always talk about these 2 hard points. If you're able to combine them, you can get that big lead, and they win that rotation. Everybody getting kills on the side of Red Reserve. Zero, he's going to get this time, put him 1 kill away from some streaks, and we talked about it again. Can they get those streaks for a hill like Smokestacks or even Artillery Barrage?
This is the 3rd opportunity for streaks for Red Reserve. Can Zero come through? Nope. Slasher going to rip him, so no streak's going to come in, but then you swap over to Raiden, who's on a 5 streak. He has another opportunity here. Don't get me wrong, they still have a big advantage, but you feel a little bit fortunate still if you're Rise. It certainly could be uglier.
They got an 80-point lead right now. There we go. And well, can he get that tier 2 and tier 3? Joe, though, steals his kill, but everything so good so far for Red Reserve. And you see on that mini-map, number 6, number 8, Zero and Scraps, that duo. They're starting to rotate over towards that Smokestacks. And well, Zero, he's going to have some company. Looney up first. Not able to find that one, but Rated just 1 kill away from that fighter pilot.
We know on a map like this, you can chain together hard points and get back in a hurry. Red's no stranger to that. They did it against E United when you talked Friday. They string together 3, they go from down 100 to right back in the game and take over and win it. So they know what they're capable of, but now the streak's becoming a factor here. Artillery dropped on the opposite side of Smokestacks, so Red gonna be able to continue to build this lead. The 150 mark hit. Rise Nation still sitting at 40. It seems like Red Reserve taking that momentum from the losers bracket final right into this grand final, Joe.
Yeah, and you heard that quote from Rated. As long as I don't shit the bed, we got a chance. And well, he was just on a 10 spree. 120-point lead now for Red Reserve. And well, the difference between really stacking those hills, those streaks, finally they come in. And now you see this lead as well. Finally, Rise breakdown in, but just 18 seconds left. We're gonna head back over towards that ventilation room.
And we talked about what a big deal TJ Haley is in this matchup, or just for Rise Nation in general. He has to perform right now, 6 and 18, triple negative. They cannot possibly win respawns when he's performing like that.
And there we go, gunless Looney. We're gonna go to a fresh set of hills. They're able to pick up some kills. You still have that fighter pilot on the side of Rated. He's not going to use it on this one. But this could be a hill where Rise Nation, if they're able to string some kills together, can get right back into this one. But here comes Joe and crew, able to find a couple of kills. Zero finds 2 more. The last player up is Gunless. He's in a one-on-one, able to find 2. Big play out of Gunless, but knows the pressure's coming in.
He needs help. It looks like Red's going to get there first. Gunless going to have to win many more gunfights, and he seems up to the task. Snaps onto another. That's 4 in a row. Get out of ventilation, because Gunless has it locked down. And how big is that? Red get a closer spawn. They get in first. But you see Gunless just snapping, and that is why we talk about his ability as a flex. Whether it's a sub, whether it's an AR, he can dominate the map, and now he has a glide bomb to work with as well.
Yeah, the lucky thing for Red is it's only a glide bomb. Taking a quick look at that scoreboard, you pointed out TJ quietly slashers at 22 and 17, leading the way with that bar. He's having a great game. This is a big hill now for Red Reserve. You do not want Rise Nation to get back into this one, and well, they're very close to it. There's that fighter pilot. What can he find? He's able to find 1, finds 2. Here comes a push now for Red Reserve.
The push is in, and Gunless gets picked immediately. It's all gonna fall to Looney. 0 with both of the entries behind the fighter pilot, and suddenly Operations Bunker locked down, and that is a massive break. If Rise Nation's able to hold there, rack up a solid 40 to 50 points, they're right back in it. Instead, it looks like Red Reserve are really gonna be able to push out this lead. But as I say that, Rise Nation fight right back in off spawn.
And who was it? It was Gunless and Slasher, that duo. They're on a 6 spree right now. Gunless not letting Red Reserve run away with this one. Joe, though, able to find the kills. You'll take this scrap time if you're Red, right? This will put you over 200 points. Rise Nation, they're going to focus on that storage bunker. You can see Gunless going to be the first line of defense. What can he find? He gets cut down by Zero. Zero having a hell of a game right now. She's just winning a lot of 1 versus 1s. But how will Red try to break this setup? Who's going to be that first guy in? It's looking like it could be Joe towards that lower side, but Looney's pushed out.
And just look at how balanced the effort is from Red Reserve. You know, it's something we complimented Rise on during the winners bracket final. Just look at the slaying differential. You have between 18 and 22 kills on everybody. Everyone floating around 60 to 90 seconds, but as they spawn out, you're right, another collapse opportunity is here. Joe flies in, Zero picks up the left, and yet again, they break through Rise and they make it look easy.
Rise Nation 2 Turtle, they were just so far back. They were defending storage bunker from that office side and from that smokestack side, but nobody was pushed out middle of the map. That allows Zero to just run up those stairs, win that first entry kill, which he's been able to do all game long, which allows Red to break. Just 27 more seconds needed. Joe, though, knows that the Rise players are going to head towards office. You have a couple towards that side of the map, but this is looking scary for Rise.
You know how big a game 1 is in a best of 5.
Especially the first one.
Absolutely. Statistically, such an edge to close out a series when you're able to pick up that first map, and Red Reserve on the brink of doing just that. Rise Nation would have to mount one of the most ridiculous hardpoint comebacks we've seen.
Pitches from the front, Joe and Rated pick up kills. The last guy here is Looney. The rest of Rise, they spun out towards smokestacks. I think this is it. Looney, the last player left. He has to make a miracle of a play, but he's not going to be able to do it. And there we go. Red Reserve, just 5 more seconds needed to take map 1. What a performance from them.
And with that tick, Red Reserve on their feet, and map 1 in their control. The best of 5 in their control. We mentioned they need to take 6 maps to take this grand final. Chalk 1 on the board.
And we always talk about it, when you come from that losing side, you have to play two best of 5s, make the first one quick. You have the momentum. Rise, they've been hanging out a little bit, maybe they cooled down. You just smoked LG. Keep that momentum going, make that first best of 5 as fast as possible.
And I think you did just that. You know, you come in hot, you come off a series, Rise has been sitting around a little bit, you come in and smoke it, but you need to win that. It almost would be gut-wrenching not to take it. They're able to do it, they get on the board, they're now in control of the best of 5, and you have a poor map from TJ in that first one, but you have to think, you know, as he heats up, he's gonna become a factor in this series. but what a monumental, it's just a huge win in the scheme of things for this grand final for Red to get on the board first.
And it was. If we go to a second best of 5, I doubt we see Valkyrie again. Honestly, I mean, we've seen Red Reserve absolutely dominate it time and time again. Obviously, Rise Nation, they're not afraid to play anybody on the map, but I mean, what a performance. And it was really everybody from Red. I believe Rated finished 28-14. He was on that 10 spree, was able to get those streaks, which we talked about time and time again. Scraps, Zero, and Joe, they just worked so well together with those PPSHs. They look darn good on that map.
Well, now we go to a search and destroy, and you know, Rise Nation widely considered the best search and destroy team in the game, but you heard Rated in the interview, we're not losing 2 again. They're not losing 2. This second one is just huge if they're able to pick it up, man. Get in control, have a 2-0 edge, look to close out the series and get to that second best of 5 as quickly as they possibly can.
You hear that right now?
The Shut Up Maven chant again. Yes, thank you, Benson. I know that you're responsible, and I love each and every one of you. But sadly, I am not able to shut up, as my job is to do the opposite.
That is very true, but we're headed
You want to solo cast?
Yeah, I mean, I'll try it.
I imagine that wouldn't be very fun.
That would be tiring.
Yeah, yes,
I'd probably faint.
Well, we already had, the first 6-game series earlier between these 2 teams. I know I'm looking forward to that Arden Forest hardpoint, assuming we get there.
And Arden Forest, search and destroy, you see that right there, Zero. To a lot of people, you hear him in the crowd, MVP of this tournament so far. I'm sure he has an argument. I'm sure the man on your screen right now has an argument. These are the 8 best players in the world, and they are bringing it to this stage.
Getting ready to load on up. It'll be Arden Forest S&D coming up. What are your keys to victory here for Red Reserve?
Well, keep that momentum going. I think going off to a very hot start. And remember, the last time we watched Rise Nation and Red Reserve play, yes, it was a bit of a different map. It was Valkyrie, but they played a very big retake style, right? That 4 versus 4. We kept pointing it out. So we'll see if Rise Nation continues to play with it.
You mentioned how good Rise Nation has been at Search and Destroy. Since Stage 2, they are 14-2 in Search and Destroy. They are not an easy team to beat, but here we go. Game 2 underway. Offense for Rise Nation, and it looks to be an A-hit. Joe gonna have a lot to deal with. He's gonna rely on some help from Rated, who is the quick rotation. But you see the smoke is in, trying to cut off the angle. Rated still has view here.
Wow,
he's in a cock throw and nade though. Cock throw and nade. Slasher and TJ find the opening kills, and A immediately controlled. Scraps in under, 20 seconds, forced into a 1v4, and he is gone.
And remember, when we saw the Game 5, that London Docks, how quick were those rounds that Rise Nation were winning? It was 1-0 Red Reserve, and then Rise just takes 3 in a row so quickly. If you're Red Reserve, take your time, play patient. But I mean, those first bloods, that nade from Slasher opens things up in that A site. A great execution from Rise.
Yeah, and Rated gets caught in kind of an awkward spot, right? He's holding the cross with an AR, tries to get a nade.
I mean, there was no smoke. He has an SDG. That is a prime position for him to find a couple of kills. But Rise Nation able to clear him out.
Slasher picks up 2 kills in the first round. We're gonna be watching Gunless with the bar.
Look at this middle push. Look where Looney is. Looney already spots 1, able to find 1 on this Rated backsound up. Can't find the second though, but he does get it with the nade. So just like that, it's a 2 versus 2.
Big opening there from Looney. A ton of time on the clock. Bomb now planted. TJ, Haley, and Slasher have to work the retake. TJ has been a superstar in Search and trying to rebound from a rough game 1, but he's got to go up against Scraps and Joe. Slasher gets a little bit of information there.
I think they were both spotted. Yep. You saw the gun going off of Scraps. He's just going to hold that position. Such a tough shot. But TJ, he's going to push that timing. Look at that. Oh, he baits him out. Joe, though, coming in for the trade. There we go. Now 1v1. 16 seconds left. 7.5 to defuse. And Slasher trying to find him. Nice shoulder peek right there out of Joe. Just plays the time correctly. Beautiful job. And there we go. Joe able to win that 1 versus 1.
Fantastic. You know, you almost saw his brain decide to go back to truck. Like, for a second, it looked like he was trying to take the gunfight. Yeah. He's like, no. Let's play it smart. Shoulder peek. Make sure we secure this round. For a second, that first kill by TJ was sick, though. Just fakes it into the cut, just snaps back out and catches Scraps.
Yeah, that's a confident 1 versus 1 out of TJ. We see it time and time again. And that's a good thing after his map 1 performance to see that. So he's sitting at 2-1. We'll have to keep an eye out for Slasher. He's at 3-0. But here comes that B hit. Smokes come out. We'll see how Scraps holds this one. Well, there's the nades, but Zero, He's able to find one. Can he stay alive? I like that play a lot, and he finds his second on the Looney.
Fantastic stuff from Zero. Look how fast they're
look at this decision.
Look how fast they're going. No hesitation.
Slasher
is now ready at all. They line him up. And Zero, I believe, comes through with the ace in the end. We'll have to wait and see if both go his way. Look at him line up perfectly. Yeah. What a round from Zero. That was brilliant. Just how quickly he hit the flank like that. A thing of beauty, Joe.
Yeah, they have to keep playing with that way. You know, quick decisions, outmove Rise Nation on the map. You saw the stats right there. Zero having a phenomenal event so far. We'll see if they can hold a championship trophy. They still have a lot of work to do as Red Reserve back on attack.
Slasher backed up. A kill comes in from either side. Zero streak continues, now 5 in a row, up to 6-2. He hasn't dropped yet. Gunless now in a horrific position. You give him the plant.
They're gonna try and give him the kill as well. Zero's gonna get in a spot. He's able to find Scraps. When is Zero gonna peek? This is that 1 versus 1. This will at least get him a glide bomb. Zero versus Gunless. You have Rated up top. Rated though, I think just finished him. Smart play. But Zero 1 kill away from those streaks.
We've talked about Zero's struggles, just, you know, not the, maybe the MVP talent we saw this year at times. And Search and Destroy had been a struggle of his as well. He is taking over this map for Red Reserve. 3-1 advantage now for Red. How huge would a quick 2-0 lead be in this best of 5?
Well, we'll see what Rise can do on attack. It looked like a very quick play up the middle. Scraps now has a sniper rifle. This is gonna be bad news for him, but Zero, there's a glide bomb. Can he find a second? TJ here in this U, not able to find it, but at least gets a glide bomb. Scraps, so remember, he had the sniper rifle, had to pull out the pistol. Now you have a 2 versus 2.
Quick 2v2 on the board. Joe and Rated up against Gunless and TJ.
Gunless saw him.
Easy kill there for Gunless. One more, he snaps onto it. Maybe back down there as you're a little tagged up, but he takes the gunfight and he's gonna lose it. Now Rated just getting out, because Rated's thinking about streaks now too. You already got the glide bomb on Zero. He's got 4 kills in a row.
He wins this, he gets it.
Exactly, kill on the defuse. Huge for Rated if he can pull this off. But who else would he be going up against? One of the best 1v1 players in the game. TJ Haley. All the pressure on the main stage. He spots him. I don't think TJ he hasn't seen him yet. He gets tagged up. He's weak, but he's still able to take it. He's got the high ground. He wins the 1v1. Huge for Rise Nation, and no streaks coming in for Red Reserve.
Yeah, I think you just have the glide bomb there on Zero, so we'll have to watch him there. But yeah, I mean, Ray gets the first shots. And there's a look at TJ stats. 1.37 in Search and Destroy. An absolute beast. In a very big round. That would have put Red Reserve up 4-1. A huge 1 versus 1, especially with those streaks that Rated would have earned.
That game might be over if he loses that, honestly. The streaks plus the advantage. Red Reserve going back to this A push. Gunless gonna have to deal with a lot of pressure here. There's 3 people at B. He's by himself for the time being, and A's gonna come in. He's able to dodge that, stay up for now. Looney finds a kill with an 8 over the top. TJ might soften one up for Looney as he pushes through.
Rated finds 2. But Zero, he doesn't expect Looney to be here. Now 1 versus 2. Scraps wins 1. 1v1, and I love this play. He just dips out with that bomb. He's gonna go straight to B. But Looney, as well as TJ, some of the best 1 versus 1 players in the world. And he reads it correctly. He's gonna head towards this B site.
He guesses wrong. Bomb now planted. Scraps just got information. Salt map. Nade is in.
Oh, it's a smoke.
Smokes it off. That's gonna allow Looney to get position. He gets position, but Scraps able to cross to the left. Under 30 seconds to work with. I don't know if Looney just spotted him at the pillar. He did. He spotted him at the pillar. Looney now has the high ground. Scraps just trying to toy with him as long as he can. Looney has to go to him. He has to go to him. He's now going to challenge. He's been peppered, and another 1v1 goes to Rise Nation. Looney makes the play. Wow.
Now, it's obviously a very tough spot for Scraps, especially Looney still has that smoke, but with the way the bomb was planted, I would love to see him back up to Ruins. You know, it's such a tough spot. Looney has so much time to mess with him. He gives up high ground.
That smoke is everything.
Yep.
Just to allow him to get out of you uncontested. and then get to position on the high ground. Think about where those both the 1v1s were won. Basically by the player at top ruins, able to take the gunfight. 3-3 now as we head into round 7. Looney just flying up mid. He's going to go right into A.
Yeah, but they spotted him. They spotted TJ. They might not have spotted Looney, but they did spot TJ, so they're going to be ready for it. Joe, though, able to find that first blood.
Bomb down.
Here comes TJ, rated, able to find him, maybe. There we go. Finally finishes that kill now, 4 versus 2.
And remember, glide bomb. Still in this game, too, on the side of Red Reserve. But Gunless and Slasher right now in a very, very tough spot. Bomb down at wood wall, and you've got 2 players there. There's 50 seconds to work with. But they need a pick and they need it soon. Not able to do it. Rated's able to connect. Gunless now taking nearly an impossible gunfight. It's 0 on the flank. Catches him reloading, and Red. That is a huge round for Red.
Stops the momentum.
You just lost 2 heartbreaking 1v1s. Now you come up with a big round victory and retake control here of game 2.
Yep, you still have that glide bomb on 0. Now, I was taking a look at that scoreboard. You know, we talked about it in the winners bracket final. Rated didn't have the best series overall. He really struggled. But game 1, he goes double positive at 28 and 14. Game 2 right now, he's double positive at 8 and 4.
Slasher gonna be on defense here at B. You see, it's a 3 stack.
You see where 0 is. They're gonna use a glide bomb, so let's stay on board with him.
Yep. Here we go.
What's he gonna find?
You see all those yellow arrows scramble. They're trying to get in. They're trying to get in. He's going to go for Slasher, not able to connect. It backs him up, though, and gives them control of the B site. One player going to rotate over to help then. The full rotation now on board for Rise Nation. Bomb planted. They've got to play a 4v4 retake, and we know at least on Valkyrie in that winner's bracket final for him. And who else? Slasher. It's Slasher. Time and time again, he found the opening pick to give them the odds in these retake positions. But with Rated up top, so tough to deal with. He finds 2. He's building towards streak. Gunless next up. Gunless, get off my map. Run, able to take it there. Despite the opening kill that comes through from Slasher, Rated. A bad man at top ruins.
He definitely is. You see Ben in the crowd getting fired up. And Rated continues to put on a performance here. I didn't like the play from 0. I understand they wanted to open up the B site, but there was 3 players in the middle of the map. Get that first blow with the glide bomb, but they, as again, top ruins just so important.
They win the round. At least you're able to get the round victory. And now Red, 1 round away from taking this game 2 and a 2-game edge in this best of 5. Scraps! Holding the angle. Not able to connect on the second. But the damage has been done. He's found the first pick. TJ evens the odds, though, there as he pushes into you. That's going to back Scraps up. Doesn't have that help on the site now. Gunless rips Scraps as well, so your sniper's out and you're down a man. 3-2 advantage right now for Rise Nation. Rated still just needs a kill for streaks.
There we go, Joe.
He just misses the shots, and Gunless able to get the kill, and Rated drops, so no streaks for Red. Yet again, and you feel like maybe Joe had a chance to pick that up. He might have died before it, but it helps when you shoot the player.
Yes, it does. Yeah, just tries to line it up, not able to do so. That was a free kill for him, and well, yeah, that's why a lot of people consider him the best player in the world right now, Gunless. All of those stats are absolutely ridiculous.
No weakness, just no weakness, and that is a big reason why Rise has been so dominant. Strong in every mode, but Red have him on the brink still. 5-4 advantage. 1 more round needed.
And here's that first middle push out of Red Reserve. But Looney spots 1.
He gets picked. He gets picked. A little bit overzealous. Gunless in a world of trouble. They're pushing from every angle. He tries to get out, but not able to do it. And now Slasher has got to pull off the 1v3 to push this to around 11. Ah, he hits those shots and maybe gives himself a chance. But they're able to get away.
You
now
gotta hit those. That would have gave him a chance in a 1 versus 2.
Slasher looking for an angle. Spot 0, first gunfight, able to take. 25 seconds now on the clock, 1 versus 2. Scraps though, holding on bomb. This is the tough one. This is the tough one. He's not able to do it. Red strike again. They need 6 maps. They've already got 2, Joe.
2 down, 4 to go for Red Reserve. And if you're Rise Nation, You just got to win one, right? Just try to keep this series going. You don't want to give them that much momentum. You don't want to go into a second best of 5 so quickly. We'll see if Rise can bounce back after this.
So far, so good for Red Reserve. It seemed impossible, but map by map, they're getting it done. We'll be right back. Red Reserve are now 1 map away from pushing this to a second best of 5. And Joe, you know all too well as a former player how difficult it is to do. It's only happened a handful of times in the history of Call of Duty esports where a team is able to take 2 best of 5s from losers and win an event. You think back to last year. Ironically enough, Optic was able to do it twice. What, Stage 2 playoffs, they did it at Champs as well over Envy, but it has not happened many times historically whatsoever.
No, it's not. It's very difficult to do. It's a lot of maps, and obviously Rise Nation, one of the best teams in the world. I mean, as you said, I mean, they've only lost 6 maps this event.
Well, 8 now.
Yeah, when they won Seattle, they only lost 6 maps. So very tough to do, but we talk about it time and time again. If you're Red Reserve, finish it here. You know, go to a 3-0, send it to that second best of 5. Don't allow a Rise Nation, you know, to extend this series. Give them some hope, get them fired up. But as you can see, if you're just joining us, Red Reserve destroying so far.
Flag Tower, a map we know Red can take. We know they can do it. We've seen them do it. They gotta do it one more time here to extend to a second best of 5. Let's load on up. Wow. We'll take a look here. Take it to go. 3 separate players on Red Reserve are averaging over 1 flag cap per 10 minutes. So you're seeing it's very objective by committee, at least in CTF for them.
Yeah, well, we saw this in the winners bracket final. You didn't have the best slaying performance out of Red Reserve, but they kept it close. And remember, Rated brought out that 4th submachine gun. We'll see if he goes back to that strategy. Obviously, off the start, he's going to rock this STG, but we'll have to keep an eye out on him because once he did that, they were able to make more plays. They send it into overtime.
Well, the big thing was he changed and Slasher didn't.
Right.
Is what stood out. I'm curious to see if he ends up pulling it out. Do we see Slasher maybe change to reflect that? Because obviously they got handed an L the first time through.
Yep, so right now, Rated keeping with it. Looney, he's trying to stay alive middle of the map. Some of the pressure on the right side, as you can see, Zero's getting in a good position. Nice shots by Looney. Zero, though, he keeps the pressure on the Rise Nation. TJ able to clean that one up, but that's fine. If you're Zero, you get 1 kill, you force TJ back, which allows your team another shot to get mid-map control.
And remember, the story of the first half of this map when these 2 teams played the winners bracket final was Red dealing with constant pressure for the entire first half and showing resilience down the stretch. Now it's Joe actually finding an opening on the top left side of the minimap.
He's gonna have a 1v1.
He's got a huge one-on-one. Doesn't have gun up, and Gunless able to take his head with him as Joe will be sent to respawn, but a chance there for Red Reserve early.
Yeah, but Gunless finds a couple of kills. Scrap's able to trade that one out. I feel like if you're Joe, you have to expect that player to be wrapping back. You know, he pulls out his pistol. It was obviously a very tough situation, but his team got a kill in their base. If he wins that one, that is definitely a flag cap home. Slasher, though, with that bar, he's had a great series statistically. I mean, he's sitting at 5-2 right now. But Looney, it's his turn to try to put some pressure on. He gets traded out by Joe, and now it's TJ's turn.
Re-challenging that one, able to back down Scraps. Just kind of keep Red Reserve locked in their base for now. They still have to worry about TJ. That fight with Scraps been going on for quite some time now. Gunless now involved in the action. Scraps able to take that one and pick him up. That opens it up on the other side for TJ though. Now another one-on-one with Scraps. He doesn't check the corner. He's shot in the back. Looney gets involved in the action, but it does end up getting shut down. So Red will hold a bit of a flurry there from Rise Nation.
Yeah, and Zero's able to get pushed up. Can't find that kill on a Slasher. So what? Guess what? Sort of the same story as that first one where Red Reserve, they just can't get out of their base right now. Rise Nation keep controlling middle of the map. And it's always when, as soon as they clear their base, there's 1 player left, and that player is just being so annoying. It allows those respawns to come in. Finally, Red Reserve strings some kills, but guess who? It's Gunless. He's able to find a couple. Finally, they get them all out.
Zero doing a good job just holding the power position there in the back, uses the cover to his advantage, and now they come streaming across the map. The biggest difficulty to deal with here is going to be Slasher with that, well, STG now. Like when he's there off spawn, that is the toughest thing to get through when you're flying forward with the sub.
Yep, now can Rated and Zero kind of do the same thing. Doesn't look like it. Now 3 are alive for Rise, and look at what Gunless is doing. Just immediately going. He knows they have the man advantage right now. Those respawns haven't come in, but Joe is able to pick up a kill on the Slasher, so that'll slow things down. But they have all of Red Reserve trapped in their base. Joe winning a couple of key one-on-ones. Gunless staying alive. He's going to challenge as he gets taken down. Zero finds 2. Now it's Red Reserve's turn.
And again, the question, can you get through the AR of Slasher? Can you get past him?
Yep.
There's the kill. Slasher now on respawn. This is a good chance for the subs to push forward. They come flying in. Pressure to TJ and Gunless. They seem up to the task. It's now a 2-on-2 for a couple of seconds. But Gunless and TJ, they hold serve at home. That is a fantastic 2v4 hold from them.
It definitely is. Gunless 11-6 right now. He was a big player in map 3 in the winners bracket final. He went off on Flak Tower, and he's not slowing down right now. He finds another kill. Now it's Rise Nation turn. Joe and Scraps get taken down. Slasher get into a position with this bar. Nice nade on the Rated, gonna weaken him up. All 4 go down. Gunless finds another one. 4 spree for him. Can he get out? He can. It's looking like a flat cap here for Rise Nation.
With just over 30 seconds left in the first half, Rise Nation will put through the first score. A fantastic 4 down, a great cap, and Gunless getting close to streaks, and the pressure may not be done yet. You've got Looney hitting on one side, Slasher on the other. Slasher's still there. He's got a one-on-one on the base. It looks like he backs it up for now. He's going to wait for Gunless.
Well, Slasher, he's just trying to stay alive, working on some streaks. He's on a 5 spree. 12-6, him and Gunless, that dynamic duo, such a good first half. But once again, if you're Red Reserve, it's only 1 flag, and actually TJ gets a touch. Oh my God! He wins a gunfight as well, and here we go. This is a tough spot now for Red, as Looney wins 1 versus Rated.
It was all that one-on-one. Joe dives across and able to get it. But wow. Oh, you gotta think Red fans holding their breath in the final moment of that one. TJ makes it very, very scary. But Red survive. They'll only be down 1 going into the second half. Not unfamiliar territory for this team. We'll see if they can turn it up in the second half.
And once again, that's just 1 flag. They do have streaks to deal with, though, I believe. On the side of Rise, Gunless, he's got a glide bomb. Did Slasher end up getting anything? No, but he's still on this spree. So let's start with Slasher. A shout out to our wonderful observer, Paradox, always doing such a great job here at the CWL. Well, we'll see at Slasher if he can open things up. Well, TJ and Looney already putting the pressure on.
Rated, though, just huge 2 kills, right?
Yeah, Slasher just trying to find a wall bang, and Rated, he's gonna challenge this. That's a big gunfight win by Rated.
What an opening from Rated. He kills the entire squad, shuts down the streaks, starts building towards some of his own, and that is very early map control to Red Reserve. Well, and TJ decides to shut that down.
And he's going. He's already pushing up. But Rated, he gets this kill. Now you're at 5 in a row. You start thinking about streaks as well. Yeah, he's gonna back on up. Knows the pressure's there though. Slasher trying to hunt him down. That's 6 in a row. 1 more kill for a glide bomb. Is Rated in 0? They get some kills.
Just get in a position where you can guarantee yourself a kill. Make it an easy gunfight at range.
There we go. There's a glide bomb.
7 streak now, up to 12-12. Gunless the next fight, able to pick him off the wood pile, but you get the glide bomb. So now 1 on either side right now in this matchup. Who will get the better use of the streak? Red Reserve trailing by 1 right now, trying to fight back and close this first series out. Let's hop to an Astro Gaming listen-in with Red Reserve.
Alright, kill me. What's gotta be our mid, bro? What's gotta be our mid?
You got a team out to flank you gens or something?
I'm looking at it. I don't see anything.
One more low gun. TJ's right. I'm going. Go back. There's 1 go back.
TJ dead. Pull.
Pull.
Oh, fuck this one low gun. Got low gun, I'm loading it. One's absolute, Looney's absolute. There's 2 there, 2 there.
Is that all of them?
Looney.
I'm going.
2, one more. 2 there. One back, yep, nice.
I'm helping you, Joe.
There's 1 up left, When you mid, both there.
I meant one shot, TJ, one shot TJ.
Oh my God, we just waited bomb.
Come on, John.
Two.
Let's outside there mid, weak.
TJ
pushed left, I think TJ on the left somewhere.
Yeah,
mid Teach, nice.
Gunless,
nice.
On spawn. Not sure.
You got
Looney to spawn, Looney to spawn. Back right.
I'm going top one.
Somebody right.
Top one.
I'm laying down, I'll
Top gun.
Top gun.
Wait, Trey, put you on both, please, Nick.
There's a man, I'm dominated.
Just stay there, Matt.
Two pushing you, Matt.
Go right, that's 1 I'm in.
Check the corner. Looney's pushing. No sticks, they're checking every corner. 2 push out left. I go right.
Two there. 2 pallets.
Pushing out left, I'm pushing out outskirts.
Watch out mid, I've got our mid.
They come, Jens. They come in, Jens.
Go with him, Slash it, go with him.
I'm mid, I'll hit him with a bullet. He's on the left side of it. He's on the left side of it.
Mid, dead.
Nice, he's gonna start mid. I'm mid, the rest will spawn. Could be close. Yeah, low right. Low right, absolute, TJ. It's one on the left.
2 minutes to go. Red trailing by 1. Joe gets into lobby, not able to take that one-on-one versus Looney. Well, let's see what Scraps and Zero can do as they start to edge towards the Rise Nation side of the map. Unfortunately, greeted by Gunless. They haven't been able to put together many four-man hits onto the base. But with a couple of kills coming in, this might be an opportunity. Slasher, they're still ready and waiting. One by one, the reinforcements from Red come.
Here we go, here's an opportunity. Joe gets in a good position. He gets taken down, rated top gun now. He gets shut down in the defense of Rise Nation. So good right now. With a minute 15 left, if you're rated, maybe you switch to that PPSH class. Again, when we saw it in the winner's bracket final, that was a key. He was able to get a couple of sneak plays. They allowed that pressure on the Rise Nation base to take it into overtime. Just 60 seconds left here on this flag tower. But I mean, the kills just going the way of Rise Nation. It seems like those submachine guns are coming alive.
And one thing that stands out too from the last time they played, Joe got in on a couple of sneaks. He was able to get some flag touches and disrupt. They've done a much better job of holding their lanes.
But you even heard during that listen, Rated said, all right, they're not allowing sneaks. They're checking every corner. You saw Zero playing a sneak. You saw Scraps trying to play a sneak. Great communication from Rise Nation. Zero, though, he's still alive here, and here comes that push. A lot of Red Reserve, and Gunless, he was going on a flank, and here we go, 2 go down. You can see where the last couple of players are, and Zero finds 2. Red Reserve, this is gonna be a flag attempt for them. 1 player just spawns up, that's Looney.
It's all gonna be on Looney if he can make the play.
They just run in right down middle. I don't think he has time.
He's gonna get picked. Gunless not gonna be able to catch up, and with just over 10 seconds remaining, they tie it up. It was OT the first time through. It looks like it's overtime again as Red Reserve once again go clutch in the final moments.
Rise turtled. They turtled up big time. Obviously, Zero gets a couple of kills middle of the map, right? It stops that push. But as soon as a couple of kills go down, you saw the final 2 Rise players were stuck in that gen side, and it's not the best angle onto that flag. Red Reserve time it perfectly. They block the spawns. They run that flag right down the middle. A great cap from them.
They went to OT last time, and they took it in OT. Shot of Rise Nation right now. They do not want to let this first series go easily, but they're at risk of being 3-0'd. 5 minutes now on the clock here for the first side of overtime. Zero's POV. Well, nice nade there from Zero's POV.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Joe, though, trying to play very aggressive, trying to find an opening. He gets shut down by Looney. TJ finds a kill.
It was disruptive to Rise Nation throughout the second half of the last time they played, and also through the overtime. So they've done a much better job locking down Joe. They just haven't done a better job of not allowing Red Reserve to clutch in the final moments. But now, 2 dead for Red. Rise Nation, attack pushing forward. Looney, first out. He's got help from Gunless on the outside. He's trying to find the pick in the back. He should have the angle in a moment, but just as he hits it.
Look at the mini-map, look at the mini-map. Look at where Joe is. Look at where Joe is. They're going for the risk. A 1 versus 1. Joe versus Slasher. Oh, he's not able to get out. I love the confidence play out of Joe, but Slasher makes the heads-up play, realizes the spawn, and notices they could have overextended to his base.
You have a communication issue there. That could be a score for Red Reserve. You miss a couple bullets there. That could be a score for Red Reserve. But Rise Nation able to hold on defense. It's Zero right now, roaming mid-map. Nice one-on-one fight win, but he does get traded out nearly instantly there by TJ Haley.
Nice shots by Joe, backs down that player. That's Looney. Scraps cleans that up. This is a good push out of Red Reserve. You can see all those yellow arrows stuck in the base. Rated trying to get into a position with that STG. Knows Gunless could be in there, but Gunless dodges that nade. Nice shot by TJ. So Red gonna be a man down on this push. Slasher takes care of Scraps, and you can see those 2 players on Red. They just back on up.
TJ just trying to hunt Joe. Joe almost with a fantastic couple of kills, but can't win the second. Gunless and TJ now in position to try and make a play. He should be able to pick up one from behind, but no, nice gunfight win. Now Zero trying to sneak through the cracks. Slasher, though, picks it up. He also picks up Zero's bullets. He's got help coming, too, from Scraps. Here's the 2-man hit. Tries to dive across. Scraps gets involved in the action, but not before Zero is dropped. The rest of the reinforcements now here for Red. This is a great opportunity to make a play, but Gunless and Slasher pick up the kills. Joe, the last one.
I love it. I love this play out of Joe. But look, you can see those yellow arrows trying to hunt him down. But he's free. He's free. Sneaky play out of Joe. But he's going to back on up. He's going to find one kill. He's going to get it, and he's going to go now. He thinks he has a chance. Another 1 versus 1. Joe versus Looney. Looney able to win it, but at least slows down the push from Rise.
Yeah, Joe's just like thinking maybe he can get a lucky timing there, take the gamble and get it out. But
I wish he would look for it. I wish he would look for that gunfight. That's the 3rd time where he's been in that same position and just tries to get the flag away.
Maybe he's relying on a Rise Nation mistake, but they've been flawless when it comes to picking that up. 2 kills now for Rise. Things getting scary. Joe's gonna drop. Looney now has the flag. It's all gonna be unrated. Pistol out, trying to get
spotted him. He might have a chance.
If he can, he might have the opportunity here.
Oh,
he has been
Slasher
spotted.
just found him. Slasher just saw him go bottom gun. He's still able to pick up that kill.
This is it. Kills Gunless. Not able to pick him up, but the flag will go in. So Rise Nation, they'll get on the board there in overtime. The opposite of what we had the last time through this in the winner's bracket final. It's Rise this time. They strike first. And now all the pressure on Red Reserve. They have 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and Looney has 1 streak, maybe more coming here in the opening moments.
Yep, still a lot of time for Red to work with. 3 minutes, but Joe's already here. He wins 1. Well, he's gonna get a flagpole. He's the only player here in a 1 versus 2. Oh, he looks for that gunfight, not able to win it on the other side. TJ, he gets taken down. So a couple attempts on both sides. Zero, though, putting the pressure on. He has a chance. Can he win this one-on-one? Not able to do so. Looney shuts him down.
So close. But at least if you're Red, the pressure is coming for you early and often right now. You have Rise Nation on the back foot. Looney does have that streak to work with, and Looney coming up with big kill after big kill. Zero able to shut him down for now. Slasher will immediately trade that right back out. Everybody coming off spawn for Rise Nation. That's off spawn for Red Reserve. That's gonna allow Rise to get into position here to make a play on the flag and close it out. They have no intention of turtling. They're using it offensively. There's the first kill. Scraps gets a kill at the same moment. It's Zero going big on the back line. Suddenly it's all gonna be on Gunless. And look at that number 7. It's Scraps on the other side of the map. Scraps trying to get into the back. He's gonna grab it, and who is it but yet again? How many times is Slasher gonna shut that down?
They have to look for those gunfights. They have to look for it. It's the 4th time in this map. I love the play. They realize the situation, they overextend, and they force the 1 versus 1. And if it goes their way, they win the map, but Scraps just tries to get away with it. Slasher, he's not gonna miss in that position. 29 and 22, but 5 of them have been able to stop Red Reserve. But here we go, 3 go down. 1 player left, it's TJ Halley. He's able to find Zero, but the pressure not done yet.
TJ wins another. Now his teammates off spawn. How huge did TJ just go?
He went very huge, maybe.
Yes, he did. For a little guy. Under 90 seconds now. Red Reserve have got to muster something up here in the final moments, but now they're coming off a spawn. There's so little time to work with. You're getting pushed into your base. They've got to get a full clear here and go. But Joe down off a spawn. Gunless hitting outskirts as well. Zero backed up, Zero tagged up.
Trying to win here. They're going to try and win here. 3 go down. Looney gets away with that flag. The spawn is up. Zero gets a kill. It's going to be on Joe. Can Joe be the hero that Red Reserve needs? But the one thing is, there's going to be a spawner here in a couple of seconds. There we go. So Looney and TJ are here together. All the players backing up, able to win 1. Just trying to buy time. Can number 5 get there? It's on the rated now. He's able to win that 1 gunfight. Wins the 2nd as well, but can't find the 3rd.
Wow! Rated almost able to find all 3 and potentially save the game. But Rise get the score, their 2nd score in overtime, and they extend this first best of 5. And that's a big victory, because you talk about the longer this goes, you gotta think the better it bodes for the Rise Nation side. They get a map on the board. They don't suffer the 3-0. And Slasher on your screen. So many clutch moments there And you mentioned he had at least 5 kills in one-on-one situations at his base. And were they gunfights? No, but there were situations where if he missed some shots, they were in trouble.
No, they definitely were, and I think the one big thing that stood out for me is the submachine guns on Rise are here now, right? I think Looney and TJ had a couple of slow first couple of maps, but that's what we talked about. If you're Red Reserve, you wanted a 3-0 because you knew this was going to happen. Remember, Red Reserve, they just beat Luminosity about an hour ago. It was a 3-0 destruction to get back to the grand final. So Rise Nation, they come off a little bit cold, but able to win that one.
And of course, it's game 4. It's got to be Arden Forest. They already played it twice in the winners bracket final. The first one ends in a tie game, 227 to 227. The replay goes the way of Rise Nation. It seemed like Rated came out the other side of that tie a different player. He got dominated in it. That's what he was talking about in the interview. You got to think this is huge for Rated. Some vengeance on this map where he knows he let his team down.
No, it definitely is. I think the whole series, and I think he's played well. Even in that CTF, he was the one guy putting up some slaying numbers. You just needed a little bit more from guys like Scraps and Joe on that flat tower. And that's another one. If we do go to a second best of 5, do we see flat tower again?
I think you do. Each team's 1-1, why not?
Yep.
Shada 0 right now. He has been in ultimate form throughout this weekend. What does he have left in the tank for Red Reserve to close out this first best of 5? It's an absolute gauntlet coming from the losers bracket. But they've already been impressive in this first one. If you can take one, Joe, you can take 2.
Not as bad as their Atlanta run. I mean, they did make it to the winners bracket final. They only had to play 1 extra match than Rise Nation.
Not 6 or
yeah, a lot. It was a lot.
That run from them. Obviously, the only losers bracket run that was better than that run was Rise Nation in Seattle. The 2 most ridiculous losers runs we had: Rise in Seattle, Red in Atlanta. Now we got these 2 squads facing off. And what's shaping up to be one incredible best of 5. I don't know how this map 4, how this Arden Forest matches what we got in the first play in the winners bracket, but you expect these teams to go toe-to-toe.
No, you definitely do. And yeah, if you want to attend the best event of the year, the CWL Championship 2018, make sure to go to mlg.com/CWL Championship and get your tickets now.
All these stories building. The Rise Nation quote-unquote dynasty building. The Red Reserve powerhouse forming. Luminosity seems to be back alive. Optic Gaming's looking for that tournament win. So many things starting to culminate as we lead into the CWL Championship. But here we go. Off to the races. Arden Forest map 4. Rise Nation need to secure this to push it to a game 5. Red Reserve need to win it to push it to a second best of 5 in this grand final.
Yep, first gunfight goes away at TJ. Couple of trades going down by Rise Nation. Slasher able to win one, but early time and early control over to Red Reserve. And that is a very good sign. Rated already with 2 kills. Remember, he was struggling in that winners bracket final. Scraps though, when he's in that spot, it makes it so tough for Rise to cross through that bunker side, especially with Joe here as well. So great early time here for Red.
And they're coming off a nice victory on this map against Luminosity, one in which Rated did perform very well. He's tucked away inside a cave. He's got a bit of help here to work with. TJ Haley trying to contest. He's gonna push, but be traded effectively. You've got Joe set up inside of Ruins already here at the top. Combines 2, there's a 30, wants the gunfight, and he rips Gunless's face off. What a play, and Rise Nation, they haven't got a point yet, Joe.
Maybe we're getting some tacos here today. But yeah, you love to see that. Joe, obviously the flex player here for Red Reserve, and we always talk about how he has to deal with Gunless. He's having a great game. And well, he wins the rotation, and as you said, 56-0. Finally, Rise able to slow it down a little bit. I don't think there was any streaks earned as well, so that's a good sign for Rise Nation, but Rated having a much better game here.
What a start from Rated and Joe. They have been a duo for what seems ages now, and they are bringing it. Bringing it early in this one. Rise Nation finally enjoying some points. They leave the hard point as the nades come flying in. They want to set up for the next hard point, but they aren't able to pick up any time as they're going to allow Red Reserve to fly through, get the scrap time, and worry more about the bunker setup here in the back.
And it looks like Red Reserve trying to set up a pinch. You see Joe, that number 2. You see number 3, that's 0. So they're gonna try and force Rise all the way here in the back. That bunker spawn just spawns up. A couple of kills goes the way of Rise Nation. Now how will Red get in this? Because you have a great start, but this is that one hill that can get you right back into the game if you're Rise Nation.
It's a huge hard point for Rise. If Red were to break in immediately and take control, it could be a blowout. Gunless still trying to hold. It gets picked from the window. They're still spawning safe in the back. They're able to reinforce this quickly, but you've gotten into a position where you can now contest this as Red Reserve.
Yep, 0 unrated and win some gunfights. Nice trade by Luna to at least contest. He's the last player left. The good thing for Rise, they have the close spawns. Scraps is in the window. TJ follows him up as well. And Red Reserve, as you said, do a wonderful job to break on in.
Yeah, I mean, will they get a ton of time here? No, but they're going to get more than Rise, which is what's crazy. Rise had the spawns for it. They only got 20 or so points.
Rated was 10-2 on a 5 spree. He does get the glide bomb, but he was so close that artillery and fighter pilot, and it's very similar to map number 1, where you've already had 3 players so close to streaks and not able to get them.
To East Road we go. The kill feed lighting up yellow right now. But mid-map, they're able to spam grenades here and set up inside. Joe's actually able to push in behind a gunfight, went on to Slasher. You see the kill feed yet again, all yellow, as they can enjoy some time. They have cap and control. Red Reserve continue to try and fly in. Now look at Looney. He's got 14 kills, or sorry, 13 kills, 4 in a row. And he's starting to build towards some streaks here, Joe.
And he had a great game 3, and I think Looney has been one of the better players for Rise Nation throughout stage 2. Can he get this kill and get this time? He mixes some shots. Oh! Finally able to get that one, gets the glide bomb, backs on up. I love this play. Oh, Joe though on the flank. But as I was saying, Looney has been a beast throughout stage 2. And that's why Rise Nation is in first place.
He's able to pull in the whirlwind and get the kill. So he does get the glide bomb, but Rise, they're just still struggling to get any kind of points. It's a lot like the game 1, like you mentioned, just a massive lead for Red early.
This is where they turned it around. Remember, it was this cave hill, that second cave, they had that full 60.
It's Gunless on the cross. Pinpoint accuracy, able to shut down the first player, trying to apply pressure to cave. TJ's gonna fly right on through the smoke, win a gunfight, almost picks Joe off a wood stack. Looney, the next man up, and on the flank, snaps to the second, not able to win that. And finally cleared out of the hard point is Rise Nation, but they do pick up a decent chunk of time. Still a hefty deficit, obviously.
Yeah, but look at those spawns. They actually spawn ruins. This is great for Red Reserve. They're already in a solid position, and Joe's winning gunfights. Joe is on fire right now. He's on 5 in a row, 125 away from streaks. Scraps his set up. Bell, he's gonna cut off the Rise rotation, able to find 2.
This is a fantastic transition from cave to ruins. All the time goes the way of Red. They've already got rated in a power position in 0, dominating mid-map. Joe's still on the 5 streak. They're gonna force the glide bomb out of Rise Nation. They're gonna pick rated out of the hard point. A counter glide bomb comes in, which is able to shut down Gunless, and they're spawning out towards the old hard point. This is an opportunity for Rise now to get set up, but they have to go through the mighty Joe.
Yep, Joe gets taken down, Slasher able to find 1. If you're Red Reserve, just try to hold these spawns. Make sure you control bunker. These 30 seconds might go the way of Rise Nation. Scraps trying to get pushed up. He's able to find 1. That'll keep him off the hill for a couple of seconds. Actually, a lot more time than I think Rise Nation would like. TJ, he's just been going through circle. Finally, someone gets some scrap time. That's going to be Slasher. But if you're Red Reserve, get to bunker and get there quick. You can see a couple of players, numbers 1 and 2, Raiden and Joe. They spawn out. That's both they are. So it's just 0 here with the submachine gun, able to find 1 on the Looney.
Gunless and TJ taking control of the backside of this bunker. 0 just lying in wait, ready to pounce, and there's the pounce, and it's a big one!
They spawn out.
They spawn out.
There's a pinch though. There's a pinch though. Number 5 and 6, Slasher and Looney are waiting. They're waiting for that pinch, and here we go. Here it is. Rise are gonna collapse on in now. Gunless finds 1. TJ's turn. Able to find Rated. Now can 0 and Scraps hold it down, and they can.
It's a one-on-one inside. It's Scraps able to win it. A massive one-on-one. That's gonna earn his team 10 or so points as Rise Nation battle back from Bell. Joe now ready and waiting here with the STG. The kills going back and forth. But still, it's just a huge lead. You can't take your eyes off the scoreboard. Red Reserve have been in control since the opening moments, and it plays like that from 0. He's 22 and 18. He has been stellar.
He definitely has. And looking at the other side, we talked about it in map 1. TJ having a very slow hard point, -8 right now. The other guys on Rise playing well, but it's a 100-point lead. It doesn't matter. Well, Slasher holding this down. Yeah, crowd, I know you want tacos, but I think Rise Nation is gonna ruin that dream right here.
The dream is dead.
No tacos for you.
But the dream for the 3-1 victory, very, very alive right now for Red Reserve. The Zero playing it safe right now as he wants to pick up some streaks. Looney on the Rise side, doing what he can to contest, keep them out of the hard point. They're down huge, nearly doubled up right now against this Red Reserve squad. They're trying to bring it back. Let's go to an Astro Gaming listen-in here with Rise Nation.
I'm gonna try to cross, He's left. Zero, watch out. Left zero, watch out. Yeah, pick that. Watch out left side.
Let's go. No, we push up no man's. He's on wall right now. Scraps. We want that. We have a pin.
Watch your front cabin, inside. One more, maybe?
Get time. Hold back bunker.
I got time.
Back bunker, one bullet. Back bunker, one bullet, Zero. He's literally one bullet.
Yeah, mid or what?
I spawned.
No, not really. Could be far out. I'm trying to get it. I don't want to.
Hold your cross right now.
They're shooting me. Yo, one's mid on the side of you.
Send a nade across.
Kill me middle. Hit middle.
Cross, so.
Big win there.
Dead.
So have a cross.
I'm hitting him.
Top bunker, Zero weak. Zero, they smoked us off. They smoked us off again.
Yeah, need to cross.
Fire early, weak. Fire early. He's hitting middle. Their side hill. I'm gonna try to nade their side hill.
Their side hill.
Fire, hit him.
Their side hill, weak. Their side hill.
Their side hill. Mid.
You're close to streak. Middle.
Yo, one up.
We can't get
Could be no man. Yeah, I'm in your no man.
Send a nade across. Send a nade across. Weak cross. Really weak cross.
He's laying down side bunker.
No, he's up. Push up on the stump right now. I bro. No, you.
Full streaks.
Let's go. Push up. No man's. Pre-image you, Austin.
I'm Bell right now. I'm
holding top. Watch out. He's not getting it. He's only getting 6 seconds. You. One more.
I help you.
I got full streaks, boys. Let me know when you want me to use them. You, one shot. I got needed.
Back bellow me.
I'm absolutely you.
Do you want me or two are you?
At the one in the bell. 2 bell.
One's still you.
Okay, focus bell.
One is still you. You, Zero, absolute. Zero, one bullet. He's one bullet.
Watch the pinch.
Guys, I spawned out.
One you weak. One shot. One Nick.
Full pinch. I spawned out, guys. I'm behind them.
I hear you, Pierce. They're side of the hill. Weak on hill.
They're spawning out weird. They're spawning out weird, guys.
Bell on top hill.
I'm trying to push.
Red Reserve get a massive break here at Ruins, but the kills come in for Rise Nation. Look at that spawn, though, up near bunker. There's still 25 seconds remaining here at Ruins, but they're going to set up. This is all going to be on the streaks of Slasher.
Yeah, definitely. A Slasher goes off there at that cave hill. You heard it there in that listening. When do you want me to use them? They use the artillery. I don't mind that play. They try to cut off that U area. Able to get some nice time, only down by 50 seconds now. But as you said, it's all going to be on these streaks. Red Reserve, they're set up for bunker. They can put the game away now, or will Rise Nation get right back into this one?
Bunker's popped.
Here we go.
Streak pops. Live bomb in. What's he going to go for? He goes for the deep player and rated. He's able to get the kill because his teammates find anything.
Go Zero there.
Go and Zero. They make the play. Zero. Guns 2. Zero almost with the third. Gunless, the last man. They're going to spawn out no man's and try to get across here to collapse on the hard point. Red
Zero
starts to see 20 points.
Yeah, and Scraps on a gunfight on the hill. Oh, but Looney, he's in the window. There's a fighter pilot on in, but Zero's in the hill. He's gonna find Joe. There's a kill on the Zero as well inside. But they do have the back spawns. Only 14 more points needed for Red Reserve.
Gunless pushing up, trying to get to the angle, but Zero yet again winning a huge gunfight. A second there, a third there. Zero is on a tear, and now just 5 points needed. It looks like it. We're going to be headed to a second best of 5.
Yeah, get that man some love. Zero, 37 and 26 in that hard point with the sub. And Red Reserve, as you said, they win the first one. They're going to have to do it again. But it was a hell of a performance from those guys.
And just think about this now. We have one best of 5. And on the Red Reserve side, the only player with a major championship victory, Zero. Everybody else, Rated, Scraps, Joe, all looking for their first ever major win. And it comes down to these next 5 maps, buddy.
It does, and it reminds me of Zero of the old. I mean, this was a guy who could take over a map, consistently put up big-time numbers, and it was around this time when they won Stage 1. So This is just Zero's time right now.
It's like Red was already a scary team when Zero wasn't playing that well. Now you get Scraps on the squad and Zero's finding form. They take the first best of 5, 3-1. It is the grand final here at CWL Anaheim. Rise Nation, Red Reserve, one best of 5 to decide your champion.
Rise versus Red Reserve. We could not determine it in one best of 5. The bracket has been reset. Red Reserve, coming out of that loser's portion of the bracket, was able to do it in the first best of 5. The question is, will they be able to do it again? My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host. I'm joined on the desk by Rambo, Nameless, and Mud Dog. Guys, we are seeing just incredible stuff coming out of the side of Red Reserve. Rise looks great as well. When they first did meet up, it was Rise that got the better end of the series. Now, completely clean slate. It's all going to come down to this next best of 5. Rambo, what do you think of this Red Reserve lineup?
I mean, they're playing awesome. Even after their first series, they were like basically a second away from being the team that's in the finals first. So I think that match could have won either way, and we're seeing that right now. They're all shooting great, they're all playing good, and I think as a team, collectively, they're all in their A game. Basically.
I mean, what's it like to look at a squad, though, right now that, I think it was Maven who said it, most of these players have not gotten that major championship win yet. As somebody who has competed, and you're watching them take on a team like this on the main stage, what's going through your head?
Well, most of them have been around for a while, right? So they all have some level of experience. It's not like they're an NAM team coming out of nowhere and they're like Conquest we saw this weekend. So I don't think these guys are that shook right now. I think it's awesome that Zero has that kind of experience and is kind of gauging his team to get through to the final steps of getting win, because that is for sure a different level of experience needed. But I think they're going through right now, and I think they're playing awesome.
And I want to touch on that point too. Zero has a chance to become the first ever 2-time European Call of Duty champion. That would be quite the accomplishment for him.
Big stuff. So it's going to be a first for pretty much everyone up on the stage. But Rise definitely does have the potential to come back in this series. I mean, we have seen it time and time again. There is a reason that we have applauded this squad as being potentially the next dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, Rise is a dominant squad. You know, you got Slasher, one of the best ARs in the game, and Gunless, who I'm going to say he's the best player in the game at this point in time, and he has been for about a good 2 months now. So Rise, you know, it's a clean slate. They have one more series to go. Rise can definitely take this. We got one side of the crowd cheering for them, one side cheering for Red. It's going to be an amazing series. I can't wait.
And you know, I fully agree that Gunless is the best player in the game right now, but we got to give credit to Rated and Zero. Rated in that first Valk hardpoint, 28 and 15. He then goes 12 and 6 in the Surge. Zero follows it up on that fourth hardpoint, 37 and 26. Great stuff out of both of them.
And one thing that should be noted about Red Reserve is that they've been outslayed on 8 hardpoint maps so far in this tournament. Guess how many they've won? 7. They've won 7 of the maps that they've been outslayed on, so that's a testament to their teamwork and ability.
And it's a huge stats line to bring up as well, but it's also the fact that you never really see a player in that team have a really bad game that kind of takes them out of it. Like Beyond earlier when we saw Rated kind of have a really bad map where he went triple neg, and that's the second replay, right? So like this team in general is playing as a squad, and they're never a player that's leaving behind. That's kind of the big difference we saw in this game for the 2 hardpoints.
Right, as you mentioned, we saw TJ sort of struggle a little bit in some games, and when you have a player that's not shooting as well as those 7 others, really makes it tough to win.
We've seen Looney have a few bad games here and there, and there's really no standout, you know, bad performances on the side of Red Reserve. All the players playing extremely consistent throughout this tournament, and they find themselves in a situation where they need one series to win to take this home.
So I have to ask you right now, Nameless, obviously we've talked about the fact that on the side of Red Reserve, we've only seen one of these players here who is just on your screen actually grab the championship win before. Obviously, like Rambo said, though, they are a bunch of accomplished players that have been in some pretty top-level situations before. Is there something extra needed, though, from a player up on that stage when you get to a second best of 5?
I mean, you just need that extra energy. You know, you don't really need to do anything different than what you just did. You just won a 3-1 series over a team who's won 2 championships in this game. You just need to keep the momentum going, stay in rhythm, keep the communication flowing, and do what you just did. You know, you just got to keep it going.
I think the most important thing right now is to really reevaluate your vetoes. Look to what worked well for you, look what didn't, and make some adjustments. A lot of times we see people play the same maps, and I don't think it's the best strategy all the time.
And again, we can't emphasize enough that, like, some may argue that they probably should have won the series earlier with how close it was and how much they were in control. So I don't think there's anything to worry about if you're on Red Reserve. I think the pressure's all on Rise right now, which is probably a really good feeling for the Red Reserve players that have been in a championship situation.
And I want to talk more about the vetoes in a little bit, but we have to start talking about how these players actually stack up. Quite a few names flying around when you look at these 2 rosters, but we got to talk about Zero, and we got to talk about Gunless. And first of all, Zero's wearing the blessed Gucci jacket. That is definitely going to be a factor here, but Gunless is just frying absolutely everyone. Nameless, we've gone as far as to call him the best player in the world.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think he's the best player in the world. He can do it all. You know, you put him on a sub map and he's the best player in your lobby. You put him on an AR map, he very well could be the best player on that map as well. So I think Gunless just is a man who can do anything. He's extremely versatile. Even in Search and Destroy, we've seen him drop 12, 13. I casted a game where he started off 13-1. So this guy's just a force to be reckoned with here. He's in finals. He's ready to do his thing.
And one of the other things that impressed me the most about Gunless, when we saw that listening, he's the in-game leader as well. He's got great communication. You don't always see that out of your main Slayer. Sometimes they're getting in the zone, they're focusing a little too much. Gunless is doing everything for the team right now.
Is he Canadian? I think it's a little shout out back for Canada, you know?
Like God, first Revan with the Long Island, now we got you with the Canadian thing, but ultimately, actually, you know, you start thinking about maybe the Canada